What is up, guys? It is the Sports Nerd, Bradley Walker, and welcome to the Walker Report, part of In the Zone Sports Talk Radio, part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, guys. It's ngscsports.com for all your current sports content. Happy Thursday, guys. I think, what are we, 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving? Something like that. I know it's coming up quite quickly already. Happy November to everyone out there. We have two sponsors. We have CreatingZenSpaces.com, the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida for house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting. It's about finding the peace within you, adding comfort to your life. Remember, guys, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. Guys, we are also sponsored by Garrett's Carrots. Illuminate your inner self, shatter the trendy norms, and open up your world to a newfound level of confidence and veneration. Garrett's Carrots Center Jewelry and Luxury Associates at garrettscarrots.com. Welcome in, guys. Happy Thursday again to you guys. Bring on my two outstanding co-hosts. Gentlemen, good evening.
Good evening.
If it's all the same to you, I'm just going to sit.
Yes. While you were in your car, I just want to give you a heads up of what my roommate bought me before he left.
Very nice.
I don't smoke in the house, so I have to do that outside.
Same.
Real quick, guys, I don't know, because I was on Gerald's show and hopped over here during that. Kyrie Irving got a 5-game suspension.
For his anti-Semitic comments?
Correct.
Only 5, huh?
Suspension. Yep.
Wow. See, I'd heard it when we'll start with the NBA then.
Yeah, we can do that.
I'd heard that he had said some things that were, he had endorsed a book or recommended a book and some other, and some comments. And there's still a lot of anti-Semitism in
it's
certain circles.
Based on a book
or a movie, a book and then the movie. I'm not. I didn't look any further into it because I don't need that. I don't need my FBI agent wanting to know why I was looking into that. So but no, I'd heard that they were some form of anti-Semitism, and there is quite a bit of anti-Semitism in certain circles that he may not to get too far into the weeds with that, but
right.
So let's talk basketball. How about somebody give me a good basketball team that's not stinky like the Pistons.
Yeah.
The Suns?
Yeah, the Suns. There we go. Thank you. A good team that's not wrapped up in controversy.
I'll be listening.
We'll be here talking. I know it's still early. It's still what 2 weeks into the season now? Have we made it a full 2 weeks?
Yes.
And at 2-7, I think our season's pretty well over. So we're on to 2023, 2024. I know a lot can happen, and we can turn it around. We could go on a 5-game winning streak here, and at the end of going into the Christmas schedule, we can be right back in the thick of it. But from what I've been able to, from the scores that I've seen, it's just we're not close. We're not competitive, and we're not close.
Well, they said the Celtics last year. Look where they ended up.
Yeah, but we don't have that same talent level, though. I don't think personally.
Okay.
I think Cade's a nice piece. I like him, but other than that, I just don't think we have enough depth to be able to get back into the thick of it. But I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world. That would be Lou's department, where
yes,
he's a much bigger basketball guy than I am.
That's true.
I watch college basketball. I'm a much bigger college basketball guy than I am a pro ball.
You could be the Lakers too, because they're in trash right now too. They're in trash.
Yeah, they're a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
And I guess it's the one thing that it's like when you've been so bad for so long, you just get used to it. And with the Lakers, I think this is uncharted territory in the last 50 years.
It is.
When was the last time that the Lakers were started out 0-5?
I think probably in Kobe's last season.
1971. When they were still in Minnesota. I don't know. I'm
No, I'm trying to go like I said, Kobe's last season. So
when was that? 2015?
2016.
2016?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they weren't really great in his last years.
For the record, for the worst season in NBA history by anybody.
Really?
Yeah. They were finished 10-72. I mean, you want to talk about pathetic? That was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life.
What do you think would have happened if they had let that CP3 trade go through?
If the CP, I think it's something.
Chris Paul to the Lakers.
Yeah, I know. I think they'd be a much better team than they are now. I think they would, at least make the conference finals.
Do you think they would have won a couple more titles with Kobe and Chris Paul?
Well, Chris Paul, I don't know. I mean, he's tried so hard for so long, he's never gotten there. But I think they would come close. But I think, at the same time, come just short to reach the finals.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, man.
Yeah.
How are your Knicks doing right now?
They could do better. I mean, they had a good lead the second quarter last night, and after that, they just collapsed and died. They can't seem to hold big leads. But they're home away.
That is the most depressing thing in the world.
It is.
You get a double-digit lead and blow it.
Yeah, and you lost by double digits to make it even worse. A complete swing once the third quarter got underway.
Lou, according to Yahoo.com, the 76ers were docked 2 draft picks for free agency tampering violations. Did you hear about that?
I did. That's nothing new, though. I mean, there's been cases of illegal tampering in the NBA for years. And, this is just another example how the NBA doesn't know how to handle this. I mean, because every year it's some team that just pulls the same tricks. 6 years this year. I forget what was last year, but it's been running rampant over the last few years.
Well, isn't that why that CP3 trade never went through? Is because of illegal tampering?
Yes.
I thought so. Again, I'm not the world's biggest basketball guy. I do like basketball. Don't get me wrong. If the Warriors are playing, I'll watch them. No, I do like basketball, but I'm just not invested in basketball the same way I'm invested in other sports like hockey.
Or Mexican cockfighting, or
I really don't get into Mexican cockfighting. I mean,
okay.
I did rent that movie accidentally 12 times in the hotel room, but it's a totally different thing.
Dodgeball, or
yeah, that's the ESPN 8 the Ocho.
Yes. Or if you want, or the newest sensation in the world, cornhole.
Cornhole is so boring.
Thank you.
I don't understand that game at all. I really
don't. Cornhole or bowling.
For those who consider bowling a sport, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really consider. What about poker? How do you guys?
No.
I can't sit there and watch a whole tournament of poker. I like to play poker. I'm not very. It's hard to be good at poker. That is a skill. It takes skill to be good at poker. To be one of them top flight guys, because I play a little bit of poker here and there. I play a lot of virtual poker, and it's tough. It is really a game of inches, man. Because you can be holding double A. You got aces, and you get pocket aces, and you can flop 3 aces and still lose a hand. It is the most brutal thing in the world. Now, I can't sit there and watch a whole poker tournament, but shorts on Facebook or TikTok, watching 8-hand of poker, and just God, that is There's nothing more nauseating in the world than having, pocket aces turn up, pocket. A full house is a full house. Yeah. and then on the river somebody flops a 4 of a kind, and you're done.
Yeah.
And you can have aces over kings, a full house, and someone flops 2 quad 7s, and you lose the hand.
Yeah, and then you become a flop.
Although anytime Jeremy Roenick loses is a good day.
Right.
I couldn't hear him
My
over the
roommate-
two Stanley Cup.
My roommate plays a lot of poker. He
Yeah.
goes to plays poker tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Don't
You
get
gotta
me
be
wrong,
able to
I like.
You got to be able to read what the other guy's
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. But at least it's a
If you
Stanley
can
Cup.
do
though.
that, if you can do that, you can be successful at it. But I don't play against him because he's seen every friggin' thing. I will say the one game that we do play every once in a while is chess. We'll play chess with each other. We do love to play chess with each other. I know that sounds weird. We play chess, against each other.
Right.
That's
No, it's not weird.
Well, there's another
The Queen's
thing
Gambit.
bring to watch on TV unless you know how to play or watch it on a computer or something.
Yeah,
but-
I've never been very good at chess.
No.
I I get the basic concept of the game, right? I understand what you're supposed to do, but I can never make it work. I play a lot of computer. I play against a lot of computers. I played a lot of online chess, and I can almost win, but I can't figure out how to close the deal. End up with a lot of draws.
It's obviously it's you got to try to get the other king, but that's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah.
Some people are defensive players where they'll guard their king. Other people are very offensive where they'll come after you. So it just depends. It just depends on what type of player you are. I think me and my roommate play 6 games. I think we're 3-3. I've won 3. He's won 3. It's very, very, very close.
Very, very even.
Yeah. And I used to play when I was a kid. I used to play a lot when I was in elementary school
I'll
and
be right
stuff.
there, guys. I'm grabbing a quick bite to eat.
You're
Okay.
good. I'm trying to get the camera just to look that
All
angle.
right, the Vikings scored a goal, so it's 1-1. They're at home wearing those disgusting retro
Oh,
piece of crap jerseys that they're wearing.
you see the Devils jerseys are like this year.
The Jersey City jerseys, those are awful.
Oh, it's horrible.
I don't
I'm
know.
not a big-
I don't know, Lou, if those are worse than the ones the Lightning are wearing. They're
Oh,
black,
they're worse. They're worse.
black on the sleeve with the yellow lightning bolt. They're gray up top, white in the middle with the old original logo, and the numbers are white and blue on the back. It's a disgusting jersey. It's disgusting.
I'm not a big fan of.
There might be many people out there that will run. And they see them the night up. They're going to go online and order a whole bunch of them. I'm not.
Shame on
I'm
you.
not a big fan of retro jerseys. Give me classic. Give me your regular jerseys.
Yeah, they could just
Right.
wear the regular
As
old school Lightning jersey, the original team wore.
I really like the gray ones. The black sleeves with the gray body. I always thought those were clean. And the they had blue numbers, didn't they? With the black with the black border. Yeah, I thought those were clean.
They were all black with the old logo with the blue white letters with the blue imprint on the outside. Yep, that was them.
And as a Red Wings fan, as a Detroit sports fan, we've had so many classic jerseys over the years. And I'm a sucker for a classic.
Actually, that's what it is right now. He's
Really?
at their convention. Yeah, cosplay convention. He's in Detroit right now as we speak. He
Right on.
He's in the hotel, bud, not too far from Cobo Hall, which is
Okay.
where the Joe used to be, like right around the corner.
Right.
From Duluth.
Yep.
Yeah.
There used to be there used to be a tunnel from the Joe right into Cobo Hall.
Correct, and I've walked through the hall. I've walked through the tunnel.
I didn't walk through the tunnel. I was there for a Wings game.
I was there about
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
It would have been 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
I took my mom to the penultimate game at the Joe. and it was an experience. I'm so glad I went because I'd never been to the Joe before, and so it's like that was a bucket list thing, and it was like they're gonna moving out, moving to Little Caesars, moving back downtown, and so I had to go. I was like, cool, let's go. Speaking of going, I'll talk to you more about that after the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share
But I was
this photo with you guys. Go ahead. You talk
Okay, I
about
was just saying, I was doing some more research on that. And I think it's going to be relatively cheaper to do than I was anticipating.
No
Ooh, McLaren, Mercedes.
cars.
Alright.
Trying. I can't get the whole list up here. It's
Yeah, I can see that. Can you zoom in and then scroll down some? Like we're just.
Just a second, bud, because
Yep.
this is not a web page. This is a photo that I downloaded.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
see. Hang on, just a second, guys. I might be. Oh, here we go. Hang on, I can zoom. Hang on, just a second. Let's see if I can. There we go. Let's try this. How's that?
Ah, there we go. Much better.
Much better.
Okay, so now I'll have to scan down so you guys can
Yep.
see all of this. But looks like the most winningest car in F1 is obviously the McLaren.
McLaren MP4, man. It's an excellent car. And that was Senna and Alan Prost, if I'm not mistaken.
And then you have the Mercedes
The 2016.
hybrid is the
Ferrari.
2016 Mercedes.
That was Hamilton and Vettel, I believe it was.
Hamilton renewed his contract, right, with Mercedes, isn't
I
that?
think he signed at least another year. Signed on for at least one more year. I want to say it was 3, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
And then that 02 Ferrari, I think that was Schumacher. I don't remember whose team.
Yeah, then you have the next Ferrari. Both Ferraris have 88% winning percentage. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and they only ran 8 races in 1952. So I mean, old school Alfa Romeo.
Yeah.
That's like the granddaddy of them all, man.
Yeah.
And then more Mercedes dominance. It's the Hamilton just winning everything but Miss America there.
Yeah.
Another Ferrari.
Yeah, I think that was another Schumacher Ferrari. I believe Schumacher raced for Ferrari. I could be wrong, but I want to say not.
Which one of these guys is Honda's car? Is it that Red Bull one?
Yeah,
Didn't
yep,
Honda have a hybrid or something? They raced.
Yeah, and they pulled out. This is Honda's last year.
Okay.
And then you have more than 2020's Mercedes, which was again Hamilton just winning everything but Miss America.
Yeah.
96 Williams. God, I don't remember who drove in 96 for Williams offhand. And then the 2013 Red Bulls. That one? Verstappen? But I could be wrong. I don't remember who drove the Red Bull in.
Is their season still going on?
Yeah, they got I think 2 more events, 2 or 3.
There we go. Finally,
2 or 3.
they waved the goal off. Now it's 1-1.
Ah.
Can we have this one? Can this one count, please? So,
Well,
how about
we could talk about NASCAR, but I think you guys pretty much covered that on the.
Oh, I was gonna wait until Judd came back. I was gonna say we'd go into the World Series if you want.
Yeah.
Yes, I did
Well,
too.
the series has been so far.
It's been a good one.
Yeah.
And the Astros combined no-hit the Phillies last night.
Yeah. First one of its kind and third in postseason history.
And only the second no in the World Series itself.
Yep. Last time was 66 years ago.
Was it really?
Yep.
I thought it was. I didn't realize it was that recent. Not that 66 years ago is recent, but in terms of baseball, it is recent.
Yeah, it was a perfect game. So that was a perfect game. It's been there. And I tuned the game late because it wasn't much going on. But that first run though was a cheapie. I mean, why would you hit somebody with the bases loaded? I mean, you have to be a real dumbass to do that. First of all, that's how you got in the first run.
Then they hit a bomb,
Yeah,
if I remember right.
even if it's not intended, you don't hit somebody with bases loaded.
Right, don't go that far inside.
Yeah,
Like, I understand coming inside.
yeah. Got in the first run with that, and then just took off from there.
Yeah, never look back, man.
That stunned the Phillies crowd right there. I just took it right out of them.
Game 5 tonight.
Yep.
And then 2 days off or day off for travel and back in Houston for Game 6.
Yes.
On
And
Saturday.
then it's Game 7. And then Game 7 is in Houston, eh?
Yep.
If necessary.
Hard to say.
It is hard to say. I still like Houston in 7-6.
Well, my prediction's already shot out the window, so now it doesn't matter.
I had the
I
Phillies in 7, so
You're still in the game?
I didn't think Philly had much of a chance.
Yeah. And, baseball's a fickle mistress, though.
So,
I just think baseball is it's so hard to handicap baseball.
it is.
Honestly, I think it's hard to handicap any sport in the playoffs. Because when you get this late in the season, you know what you got. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's played everybody.
Right.
And you're not throwing any wrinkles out there, especially in a game like baseball. Baseball is you're not running the Philly special in a baseball game, right?
Right.
It's very hard to run plays in baseball. You either hit the ball or you don't, And when it comes to baseball, there's so much luck involved. As much skill as there is, there's you can hit a frozen rope and have it be snagged by the second baseman. A 9-10 ball, 9 times out of 10 that's into the gap for a 2-run double. But in the playoffs, because it's the playoffs, it's caught. But a dribbler down the first baseline goes between Buckner's legs.
Exactly.
So it's so hard to say where we've been looking at when somebody's going to have a 3-2 lead on Friday morning, and I think it's like 94% of the teams that win Game 5 Game 5 win the series. It's a ridiculous percentage.
It is. Game 1, it's 68% of the time. Okay, but think about the other 32% of the time it doesn't happen.
Right.
it's currently 1-1. Kyle Schwarber hit a leadoff home run for the Phillies.
Oh boy, here we go. Well, no here tonight.
Yeah, no. They both have a run on the board already, so no hitter. Matt Quintero is the new manager for the Royals. He's a former Rays bench coach. And Rob Manfred says that he doubts the Athletics and Oakland will come up with a stadium agreement. So that means I think they're going to go to Vegas. I have a funny feeling.
So where were they going?
Las Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised. Excuse me. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go to Vegas.
No, I think they'll be in Vegas in 2024.
Yeah.
Or whenever the last year of their contract is with the in Oakland. I would not be surprised.
Seems in shambles from what I've heard. Just as much.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So.
Now, I've also heard that the Marlins aren't expected to move anywhere anytime soon.
No, I mean I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't consider Miami a baseball town. Miami's more of a football town or basketball town than it is baseball.
Yeah.
Or even soccer for that matter. I know Miami's doesn't. Lou, correct me if I'm wrong. Miami has a MLS team, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Miami FC, right?
David Beckham owns them, right? Is that who owns them?
Right. But Miami had a soccer club before, and they flopped.
They flopped. Okay.
Well, Miami is an it town, though. Miami is a place.
Yeah.
The reason I
If you're
brought
not,
up soccer is because there's a lot of Hispanic people from Cuba. That's a national sport in Cuba is soccer, so that's why
yes,
off chance. Not
No.
I'm not trying to be racist or anything. People take people's comments incorrectly, but being that a lot of people in Miami speak Spanish, a lot of them are from Cuba, Cuban refugees or whatever, what such. Soccer would be a limited sport in Miami. Soccer would be, but yeah, I don't think Miami's going to move. They got a new stadium a few years ago, so
right? And it may have been the Rays, actually, not the Marlins. It may have been the Rays.
The Rays, their lease with the stadium is up in 2027. So it's
And I don't.
right around the corner.
Right. I know. We're at the beginning of the year when we first started talking about it. It felt like 2027 was a long way off, and now it's like not that far away.
Yeah.
And
How about
haven't-
the agony?
I wrote a couple articles about that. And I haven't heard anything about it recently.
Right.
What the status of it is, I'll have to go do some research. But yeah, not looking good. I can say that, and the Rays fan base is not happy with Rob Manfred, who owns or Rob Manfred. That's the commissioner, Stu Sternberg.
Yeah.
There's a second goal for the Lightning. We're up 2-1, and I see Nolan Arenado is opting to stay with the Cardinals.
He's opting to stay in. Yes.
Stay in with St. Louis. He's not leaving the Cardinals. He's staying in St. Louis.
I think it's a good move, honestly.
I think so too.
Houston is up 7-0.
What's that?
Houston is up 7-0 over the Eagles.
Wow.
Really?
It's early.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, let the Eagles get started and it's over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Jalen Hurts is he completes 67% of his passes. My God, Houston, what color uniforms are you wearing now?
You wearing gray?
Yeah.
All gray or just gray tops?
No, red shirts and white pants with a black stripe down them.
I'm watching the Lightning game, so I'm not watching the.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have Prime Video, but I can watch the game on my tablet.
Right.
Well, last week, from what I understand, is the game was actually being aired on Fox last week. Fox had copied the Amazon broadcast and aired it on Fox.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how that works because isn't that like copyright infringement and all that stuff?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I didn't think that that was right.
And Amazon Video can sue Fox for that too.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, now we got a problem, don't we?
But now, watching it on tablet, Amazon can't say nothing because this is one of their legal streaming sites.
Right.
The one you mentioned?
It's called DOFU streaming.
Yeah. DOFU.
I use it too, Gerald.
That sounds kind of a weird name.
I use it to watch college football because sometimes the USF games aren't always on ESPN, so I'll be able to watch it through that streaming app. Yep.
Well,
I like it. It's a good app.
I agree.
For people like me that can't afford to get Amazon Prime Video, hey, I got Wi-Fi, I got a tablet.
And the app is free. You don't have to pay for it. Yeah,
right on.
That's what's nice about it too. The app is free.
That way I can watch the Thursday night games.
Yeah. definitely.
Oh, okay, Hurst, you look off right now, buddy.
Oh, that's okay. That was
I
the
just
one
got
NHL. That was the one NHL topic I had, that the Senators were for sale.
The Senators are for sale, huh?
Good.
Well, their owner passed away,
About
and now
time.
his two young daughters that are both under the age of 25 currently own them, and they've gotten better. Obviously, they have gotten better. A lot of people, including myself, have them as a dark horse to make the playoffs this year.
Right.
So, we'll see how that goes, but they're trying to get a majority owner. I think they're going to be minority owners. They just want someone else to kind of be in charge of the team, the day-to-day operations and stuff like that.
Right on.
Which, you never know. They might end up going back to being the primary owners, for all I know.
Yeah.
They could end up going back to being primary. I was going to say, you guys want to talk NASCAR?
Sure, yeah.
All right.
So, explain to me what happened with Ross Chastain and why NASCAR is talking about doing some kind of rule or ban or whatever.
I didn't hear about that one.
He ripped the wall. It was last lap, needed 2 spots to make the championship 4. And he held it wide open and pinned it to the wall and got the spot he needed.
Oh yeah, I seen that on replay. He came around and he was riding up. He was right up on that wall, and he was riding that wall
All the way around. It was crazy.
Yeah, it says NASCAR won't add a rule to prevent a Ross Chastain copycat move at Phoenix. So they're already
Right.
guesstimating.
I don't think that'll work anywhere but Martinsville, and I don't know if if it would work again. I kind of feel like it was a 1 in a million shot.
Gotcha. You may see it like in a few years from now. Somebody will try it again.
They might, but I don't know if it would work twice.
Nah.
It was a gamble. It was a go for broke moment.
Right.
If he didn't do that, he wouldn't have gotten into the championship.
Correct.
So it's one of those damn if you do and damn if you don't situations.
Definitely. You got to go for it.
You guys both like Chase Elliott?
I do.
I do.
And this is
Honestly, I think any of the 4 can win it.
Yeah.
I was a Jeff Gordon fan, but when he left, I went to Chase Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson.
I was a Jimmy fan.
But before before Jeff came in, Earnhardt all the way.
No, did you see that Jimmy has bought into Petty GMS?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yep, he's going to be a part owner and a part-time driver for Petty GMS next year.
Cool. Yeah, 'cause
Yep.
I heard that he was going to retire from racing altogether.
He's retired from full-time competition.
And I heard that, speaking of Earnhardt, I heard that Dale Jr. is going to be back behind the wheel.
A couple of times next year, yep.
Those races will sell out. And he's back.
Oh, yeah.
Once you get that racing in your blood, it's hard to get it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Junior has one kick-ass podcast. I'm not even a NASCAR fan, but
Oh, yeah. The download? Yeah, it's great.
And especially when you come from when your last name is Earnhardt and you come from that racing legacy.
You're born into it.
Yeah, definitely.
Because same way with Dale Sr. He was born into it. Ralph Earnhardt was a racer. So
Mm-hmm.
Dale Sr. was born into it. Junior
Yep.
was born into it.
Yeah.
All of his kids.
So 3 generations of racing there.
Yep. Give it 10 years.
after next week, the next race we'll preview will be Daytona.
No, this is
The
it.
Clash.
Yeah.
The Clash will be first, right? And then
Yep.
Daytona follows that one.
In the Coliseum.
Again, right? They did the same thing last year, right?
Correct. They're gonna go back to the Coliseum next year. Next year.
Yeah, that the Coliseum. That was pretty fun to see them racing in that again.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
And then I heard that in 2023, it's supposed to be adding North Wilkesboro back.
Yep. For the All-Star race.
Yep.
The week before Charlotte.
Ah. Okay.
So NASCAR is starting to open up some of these old tracks back up again.
Yep. Rockingham wants a date.
But here's my problem with that. These tracks have sat empty so long they fell into a disrepair,
Right.
and it's going to
See,
take
I
time
like-
to redo them and reopen them.
And see, I like you got 7 months before the All-Star race right now.
Right.
So you got a lot, if you get it rolling and you can maintain a good pace, you can be race ready in 7 months. Because they're not going to do a total repave or anything. They're just going to they're going to prime the surface. They're going to do some grandstand modifications, upgrades. They're not going to go crazy. And just in case, they want to, in a test run. I like the idea of the All-Star race being at North Wilkesboro
To test it.
to see if it's race ready. You see where it's at. It's not a non-points paying race. It's a fun event. It's one that they hold every year anyway. So let's see what happens. And if it stinks, if it's a bomb, if it's a dud, I mean, it can't be much worse than Texas has been the last 2 years.
Texas has been pretty bad.
And it really, especially the All-Star races have been pretty bad. So I like the idea of giving North Wilkesboro a shot and see what happens.
And I heard too that the Circuit of the America down here by me in Austin, they just signed on for another 3 years of NASCAR.
Okay. I knew they re-upped with F1, so they'll be there for the American Grand Prix will be in Austin.
And I live probably about maybe 25, 30 minutes from the track. From Circuit of the America.
There you go.
But I looked it up though. Tickets are out the rear
Yeah, they were there.
Well, you imagine.
for the nosebleed section. $90.
Oh, that's not bad.
Well, could be better, but it's not terrible.
Hit Seat Geek.
Hey, I got better use for my money if I had it. I can sit at home and watch and don't have to worry about getting into a fight with another fan at the stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
And plus I got free drinks, free food, everything here at the house.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Well, I paid $90 to get in, then pay $6 for a 12-ounce can of beer.
Yeah. 6? You've been lucky.
Yo,
Yeah.
I paid $9.50 when I went to Talladega 3 years ago now.
but hey, I still would have sit home and drink the free beer. Go to the store.
See, I don't know. I like
Case, come home, put it in the refrigerator.
I think I like going to events live. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I do. I enjoy the experience.
Now this. Let's see if the Eagles gonna pick it up. It's 4th and goal at the Houston 1. Touchdown Eagles.
There we are.
Alrighty then.
Yep, they're even 7-all now.
Yeah, I didn't think that would last too long. The Eagles are a good
And
team.
we were right.
It's so.
NFL East is gonna come down to Dallas and Philly.
And the Giants.
Well,
We'll have to see what the Giants do this week.
I want to share this photo with you guys too.
Okie dokie.
all right.
These are the
Oh,
power
I saw that. Yeah.
for
Oh,
all
yeah.
of the professional sports teams. So here, my team sits at number 2. Thank you very much, right there.
Ooh,
But-
my Cowboys at number 36. Ooh, that good.
36.
I have to kind of move this over here. Let's see if I can slide. There we go. Okay, now get all
That's
the rows
our-
out.
One.
So you can see at the end how they're ranked. This is Barstool Sports.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, that all 3 Tampa teams are all within the top 30.
Hmm.
You have the Bucks at 13, the Rays at 28, right after the Yankees. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Brad, how did your first high school game go?
Let me tell you about. I'll get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good time that you asked me about that because it was one of the coolest experiences I think I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
It went very well. It rained.
Oh no.
They stopped the
Oh.
game for 20 minutes. The field was a disaster. I mean, I feel bad for the kids that had to play in that. I mean, I know they say it's fun to play in the rain, but it was very cool. One of the guys that writes USF football with me was the guy that gave me the opportunity to do it with him. But it was a lot of fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So I was told by the fans that I have a great announcing voice. So that's always a good comment to receive.
Okay.
Did that?
Definitely.
You should have shared the link. I would have listened to it.
You know what, Joe? I didn't even know there was a link. Somebody on Facebook
Oh.
messaged me about it, that it was on a live feed. If I'd have known it, I would have shared it with you guys in the group page.
Yeah.
Right on.
Could have listened to it. I'm trying to find it on YouTube, but all I get is highlights and music. I don't get any play. I'm hoping maybe he does it next year, and I'll get a little bit more experience at it.
Yeah.
I was nervous as shit. I'll just admit that.
I
You don't
do
want to
too.
say the wrong thing. You don't want to cuss, obviously, so you got to try to hold
Right.
that.
Right.
Just the funny thing is, the school that won, is within a 15-minute bike ride from where I'm at right now. So it's interesting how that happened. And Northeast was the school that I was announcing for. My dad, mom, aunt, and brother-in-law all graduated from that high school. So
Nice.
it was kind of interesting that I would go back and do a game, but it was a lot of fun. I would do it again in a heartbeat. So
Well, at least you had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You know yourself.
yeah.
That's what counts, having fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, and I hope, I'm hoping that Kevin can get you guys some credentials to a football game, basketball game, because it's so cool to go as a media member.
I've been trying to find out how to get it for years. How do you get them?
Well, you can apply individually. But what they're looking for, Lewis, is they want you to like present articles that you've written either in the past about the team you're trying to cover.
Right.
Right.
And if it's usually the hardest ones to get, from what I've understood, is the NFL, NHL, NBA are the hardest to get.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Unless
those
you are with one of
those-
unless you're one of the big four, like Fox, ESPN, ABC. Easy to get them that way, but if you're a small-time sports person,
like
Like
us.
we are.
unless you get lucky, you're not going to get a spot.
Right.
I was
you know.
afraid of that.
I mean, I'm going to try next year for the Rays. Ralph Garcia, he got the Astros. when he was in Houston
Okay.
before in Tennessee. He said that he went to 37 of the 81 home games for Houston. So, I mean, if I go to that many, I'll be happy. I mean, that's a lot of
That's a lot of
games,
baseball.
a lot of baseball to cover. I'm trying, as I said last week, I'm going to focus on college hockey when USF season is over in the next couple weeks, to see if I can get the Frozen Four and be in the press box at Amalie Arena. That's the only one in my area that I haven't been in yet. So,
Right.
I would
maybe
love to go. I would love to go to a Texas Longhorn game, part of the media.
it's a great experience. I mean, I want to say I think USF plays Texas in the future. Maybe I'll make a trip to Austin.
I think it's either 2024 or 2025.
I was going to say it's coming up. Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
So
the first game is going to be in Austin.
I'll have to find out what that is, Gerald, because I'll see if Ralph will give me a plane ticket. And I'll fly to Texas.
We come down to Austin, we can hook up. We go drink a couple beers.
I don't drink beer, but I'll be more than happy to join you for a drink. I'm more of a hard liquor guy.
Hey, we can do that too. We can knock back a couple Captain Morgans.
That works. That works. I'd be
Yeah,
okay with
like-
that. I mean,
I'll be your tour guide around Austin. I'll take you down and show you the 40 acres.
cool. Yeah, I'll have to negotiate with Ralph. That's a
But I tell you
I
what,
gotta check with the head
you would be
honcho about that.
surprised at how big DKR really is, man. It is huge.
Let me see exactly when that happened.
Because they just got through doing a multi-million-dollar renovation on the south end zone. Now, during the off season, this coming off season, they're fixing to do another multi-million-dollar renovation to the north end zone.
Chew on, chew out. You want that.
Still tied at 1.
Bases low,
Chew.
chew out.
Huh?
Bases
Oh,
low,
talk about
chew out.
baseball?
Still tied at 1.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's kind of combined. It's gonna be called basketball. So
Basketball.
okay. Well, that joke.
Yeah, DKR is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the biggest stadiums in college football.
Verlander.
I believe it.
Hoskins is up. There's 2 grand salamis on the year.
It used to be just a Memorial Stadium, but now it's DKR Memorial.
Ooh, it's getting a little chippy in Tampa. They're going after each other.
Lovie Smith, I don't think you're a very good head coach here.
Illinois or Houston?
Houston. $15 minutes left in the first half. 7-7.
Still tied at 7. Sweet.
First down, Houston.
Okay. Let's see here. You say, Gerald, you said 2024 or 2025?
Somewhere in there. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
It's not 2024.
1, 2.
I don't think it's 2025 either.
So it's probably 2026 then. But I heard that we will be playing them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 2026 either.
Huh, maybe not then.
I thought that they had already agreed upon. I thought that they agreed upon it before when Charlie Strong was still our head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to look that up because that's weird. Because I thought that they had agreed.
I was going to ask you, how's Charlie Strong doing with y'all?
What do you mean?
Did he come down to coach y'all?
He's
He
been
got
gone
fired
for the last
2 years ago.
last 2 years.
Oh,
He's
they
been
fired
gone.
him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's Jeff Scott is our head coach now. Oh, that's right. That's right. You know what it was, Gerald? We were supposed to play you guys in 2020 during the pandemic,
Right.
and it got canceled because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
And then it
They
hasn't
were
been rescheduled.
in Texas, and they haven't rescheduled that game yet.
They need to
Oh, yeah.
reschedule it. They need to go ahead and schedule it.
So yeah, when they reschedule it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll ask Ralph, because it was kind of cool when I went. Obviously, when you stay in your own state, but it would be kind of cool to go outside the state and cover them on the road, like going to Memphis when they play Memphis or something like that. I don't know if Lou, if they'll ever play Rutgers. I don't know if I'd ever make the trip to New Jersey, but do you know what I really honestly like to go cover USF is when they play Navy and Annapolis. I think that would be a cool trip to Maryland to go to the Naval Academy. I think that would be cool press.
Yeah, that would be a cool trip.
I
To
tell
go
you,
to the
game,
Naval Academy.
I would love to go see in person. That's Army Navy.
Oh, me too. I'm down with that. I'd love to go see that game.
Yeah, me too.
That game is what coming up. It's what
December.
Last December, first week in December.
Yeah.
Second week in December.
Yeah.
First or second week. Let's see.
Let's go, Army Black Knights.
Yes.
Go Army beat Navy.
They'll become the college game day will be there. They're always there every year.
December
During
10th.
the Army Navy game, they're always covering it from.
Because for the last 3 years, Navy's beaten Army.
Hasn't Army won the last 3 seasons?
Yes.
They have.
I think Army's won it the last 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But did Army win the Commander in Chief trophy? There we go. Kucherov. 3-2.
How's that World Series coming? Who's leading?
It's 1-1 right now, going top of the third. Series tied at 2.
No,
2-2.
who's leading? Who's leading? It's tied 1-1 right now.
Yes.
I hate to say this, but I like to see Houston do it because of Dusty Baker. He's from Austin.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Lou.
I know.
Lou, my roommate's also a Yankees fan, so he's cheering for the Phillies too.
Yeah, thanks.
He's cheering for the Phillies too.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Navy won last year, and then Army won the year before that, and then Navy, and then Army won. Army was on a 3-game winning streak before that.
Yeah.
That's right. Navy did win last year. They upset them, did they not? Navy
Right.
won
Yeah.
in the.
Yeah, I think about it now.
But Army had locked up the
Isn't
Commanders.
it where the Eagles play, or have they?
Yeah, that'll be this year. Should be in.
Okay.
It should be in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Because during the pandemic, they played in West Point, right?
Right.
Correct.
That one game.
Oh, man, AJ Brown almost broke that one.
Ooh.
Dallas should have picked up AJ, man.
Yeah.
Damn Jerry Jones.
It's a good draft night pickup for the Eagles. All right, 2 periods now.
Just think, Lou, with Brown and C.D. Lamb, a receiving core.
Yeah.
Man, our receiving core would be hot then.
It would.
We should have kept Amari Cooper.
Definitely.
Where did Cooper go?
Browns.
Yeah. Browns.
And he's doing his thing in Cleveland.
Speaking of football, we can go to college football if you guys want to.
Yeah.
Some stuff going on. Yeah, of course, we'll go through the games, but looks like Auburn fired their head coach.
Don't even get me
Ryan
started on
Harsin.
the Kansas State and Oklahoma State game. That was just a flat butt whooping.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor today that Deion was in Alabama. So
Really?
is it face to say that maybe he's the next Auburn head coach? There's a rumor going around that he was going to take the job if there was a job opening up.
That's what he.
Deion Sanders.
Oh, that would be cool to have Sanders coaching a big program like that.
It'd be a
Well,
coup.
I mean, so well at Jackson State, you knew sooner or later he was going to move up and be one.
Yeah. Yep.
Why not take a chance?
I think he ends up at FSU down the road.
Why
His
not?
alma mater.
Why not take your shot with a big school like that? See what you got.
Yeah.
No, don't hurt nothing to try.
Whew, definitely not.
No.
In the best conference in college football. In the best conference in college football.
Right?
Yeah.
Auburn.
I'm
Auburn's
an
in-
SEC country. It's
Auburn has got. He's got his work cut out for him if he ends up in Auburn.
Yeah, it's gonna take a couple years for him to get the guys that he needs to
Definitely.
get that back.
Here in the next couple of years, I'm gonna have to start supporting the SEC conference.
Yeah. I think we all gonna have to.
'Cause
Not
my
Adam.
horns are
The Big
moving.
Ten's not going anywhere.
Not
I think
anytime
Big Ten's
soon.
Now, I think the reason why this Texas and Oklahoma going to the Big 12, going to the SEC,
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Big
Absolutely.
money.
because Texas
Well, the
Texas and Oklahoma are the top two money-making programs in the nation.
Not to mention bitter rivals.
I didn't say they
Mhm.
were the best. I said they're the top two.
Right.
Well, speaking of rivals, Adam can explain this to me. I don't know what happened. I didn't get a chance to watch the game. But Michigan State suspended 4 players at altercation
players.
Yes.
after the Michigan game.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's ugly. That
It was
ugly
disgusting.
scenario.
What happened, Adam?
Ludicrous.
So one of the so State was coming off the field, and one of the Michigan players went up the tunnel. Don't know why, and the State guy jumped him in the tunnel. 20-on-1.
I call it video. He's right.
Yeah, video's gross.
It
It's
is.
disgusting.
If
You know,
if you have that video, send it to me. I want to watch.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll send it to you later. But it was uncalled for. I mean, there was no reason for that.
Was it State players?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Michigan State players. Yeah,
You say
Yeah.
players.
That attacked the Michigan player.
Yes.
in the tunnel
He was
after the game.
walking up the tunnel, and all of a sudden the camera turns, and next thing you know, there's 20 guys around him. Of course, Michigan State's wearing white, so he's the only guy in a non-white jersey. He's in the blue.
And they're just wailing on him.
or blue, and they're just wailing on him. He gets out of there. I don't know who stopped it.
On the
The
ground.
coach, somebody stopped it, and he left the tunnel. But as soon as I saw the video, I messaged Adam about it because I know he told me earlier in the day about the game. I'm going silent because I'm at work and I'm recording the game.
Yep.
Waited until after the game was over to message him about it because I'm like, I want to know what happened. I watched the video and Yeah, that's not good for college football, and it's not good for Michigan State University either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's okay to be frustrated because you lost, but don't take it out on a guy that was walking up the damn tunnel for nothing. He was just doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Well, who knows why he was going up the tunnel? He was going to his locker to get his phone or what? But it was just one guy.
Yep.
For me, it's like just.
Yeah, it wasn't a team. It was just him going up the tunnel.
It wasn't 5 or 6 guys talking smack. I mean, even if it's still, you can't just jump a guy.
Right.
Even if it was, but there was some chippiness after the kneel down. And Michigan didn't give up. It didn't quit. They didn't take the air out of the ball. They ran a wide receiver reverse pass with like 4 minutes to go in a 29-7 game. Like, okay, I get a little bit the frustration. You're trying to show us up, whatever. But until the game's over, it's not over, right? And
right.
You're still working on things. You're still trying to polish things up, and we still have 4 games to go, and we're trying to do some things, and you can't simulate that stuff. So, we're still trying to play ball, and the onus is on the defense to make stuff, right? And for me, as even if I wasn't, if this was 2 teams I didn't care about, it's beyond the pale, right? We lost to them in their stadium last year. We shit the bed, and we totally let it get away from us. We had a 16-point lead with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and blew it, and gave up a pair of 2-point conversions, and it cost us the game, right? And Kenneth Walker ran all over us, and we just take your loss and you go home. You take the L and win with grace, lose with grace.
Right.
And I don't care what someone was saying, or if he's saying mean things, you just get in the locker room and you don't worry about it. You look like a bunch of little girls when you start fighting in the tunnel, especially when it's 10-on-1, 20-on-1. When you're ganging up on one guy. It's not. And again, like you said, I get being frustrated. You just got embarrassed. You didn't show up. You didn't play good. You got beat by your biggest rival, and in a rivalry game, in a game that your rival doesn't take as seriously as you do.
Mm-hmm, right.
Because let's be honest, Michigan isn't worried about Michigan State.
Right.
Of course, and it's not necessarily take the game lightly, but it's not like losing to Michigan State. You can stomach that one. We move on, whatever. We still have a better record overall, and we'll see you guys again next year. It's Ohio State is the one that we got.
Mm-hmm.
The team we want to be year in and year out is Ohio State. It all culminates on Thanksgiving Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And Michigan State's year hinges on beating Michigan.
Right.
And when you get beat, and then of course it wasn't the most beautiful game for Michigan. You gave up. We scored 2 touchdowns, kicked 5 field goals. It wasn't the undoing. It wasn't the utter undressing of Michigan State that we wanted to enact. We'd much rather had. There were a couple of red zone stops that they got where we settled for field goals. But getting back to the incident, would it been would the emotions been as any less volatile if we had to beat them 47-7 or 41-7? And would we have taken our foot off the gas? Would we have just run the ball out and knelt down on it, or would we still have been out there running reverse passes and whatnot? I don't know. Hard to say. But at the end of the day, it's still a football game. If there's not, if the clock hasn't hit triple zeros, you still got to go out there and try and make plays.
Right.
Right.
And
Wow.
once the game's over, it's over. It's done.
Yeah, it's over.
And you can't be.
That was uncalled for. I just seen the video.
Yeah.
See?
That was uncalled for.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really think that there's any, like, you can't put any good context in, you can't put any spin on that where it becomes okay.
All that,
Right.
all that player was doing was just walking up the tunnel, and then all of a sudden he got
Right.
jumped.
Yeah.
And we don't hear any audio where he said something, unacceptable, right? There wasn't any indication that he said anything inappropriate. He wasn't calling them any kinds of derogatory names or talking junk about their moms or anything. He was just going back to the locker room. I don't know if maybe he needed,
And it showed one part where somebody picked up something that's metal and was hitting them on
his
the
helmet.
It was a helmet, and they was trying to.
It was his helmet. Yeah, they beat him with his own helmet.
Shit.
Yeah, and a total of 8 Michigan State players got suspended from that.
Yep. They have 4 to
should be
begin with, and they just said another 4 be suspended. Yep.
They should be suspended, definitely.
Definitely. I just don't know. Well, I'm all for forgiveness. I just, I don't want, give them the rest of the year off. The next 4 games, they can sit for the rest of the year, and and then I'm a Michigan guy, right? Now the family has said they're going to press charges. They want criminal charges pressed. So they've retained a lawyer, and they're going to try and they're going to pursue this in a court of law, and we'll see where that goes. For me, as a football fan, as anyone as a Michigan fan, I'm just like, it's over, it's done with, it happened. We'll go down to East Lansing, we'll kick the shit out of them next year, and we'll be out, and we'll move on. The best revenge is to just go beat them. I don't want fights. I don't want revenge. I don't want somebody taking a cheap shot. Just go beat them. Beat them on the field. Beat them on the scoreboard, and go home. Take Paul Bunyan and go back to Ann Arbor as victors. And it's time to move on. We're done with that. It's over. We're on to Rutgers. I don't want to talk about it anymore. We're on to Rutgers. Sorry, Rutgers.
The NFL scouts do see stuff like that.
Of course they do. But
that's gonna make it bad for them when it comes to draft time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But Michigan, we're a proud program. We're not gonna let this get us down. No, it's motivation. We'll see you next year in East Lansing, no problem. And we'll beat you on the field. We don't need to beat you in the locker room because we already beat you on the field. And that's the end of it. We're on
the field, but on the field, there's no excuse for that whatsoever.
No, and our next game isn't Michigan State; it's Rutgers, and
that'll be an easy victory.
The only thing we can do is beat Rutgers this week. We can't go back and replay that game. We can't go back and refight that fight, and it's just time to move on to Rutgers. We're going to be in New Jersey next week, this Saturday, and we'll see Michigan State next year, and we'll deal with it then. But for now, we've got Rutgers this week, Illinois next week, Nebraska, and then Ohio State, and those are our 4 remaining. And we know what we need to do. We know where we need to be, and we know what we want to get done heading into Big Ten championship weekend. And we'll go take care of business in Piscataway, and
you will,
and we won't be discussing this any further. Thank you. No more further questions.
We can go over the scoreboard from last week and this week.
Sure.
Okay.
Former number 1 Georgia Bulldogs beat the Gators 42-20 at the cocktail party. Ohio State beat Penn State 44-31. I have to agree with Adam. We were texting back and forth during the game that Penn State exposed Ohio State a little bit in that football game. The new number one beat Kentucky 44-6. Michigan beat Michigan State 29-7. TCU beat West Virginia 41-31 to remain undefeated. Oregon beat Cal 42-24. Kansas State beat Oklahoma State 48-0. Louisville upset Wake Forest 48-21. USC won 45-37 over Arizona. UCLA beat Stanford 38-13. Ole Miss beat Texas A&M by a field goal. Notre Dame beat Syracuse 41-24. Illinois beat Nebraska 26-9. UCF beat Cincinnati 25-20. And North Carolina beat Pittsburgh 42-24. And Missouri upset number 25 South Carolina 23-10.
Make it 14-7 Eagles now.
Nice.
Take a look at this upcoming week's
top 25.
Top 25. So one of the teams that's in the top 25 is playing this evening. Number 23, Oregon State is on the road in Seattle to play Washington, the Huskies. Washington's a 4.5-point favorite with the over-under being 54.5.
Oregon covers.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Beavers. Beavers went out right.
It's Oregon State, not Oregon.
Oregon State,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It's the Beavers.
The Beavers.
Oregon State. Okay.
Yeah.
The Beavers.
The next one is at noon. Number 2, Ohio State on the road in Evanston. The Buckeyes are a 38-point favorite with the over/under being 55.5.
That's easy. Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
I take Ohio State.
The next game has the number 7 Horned Frogs at home hosting the Texas Tech Red Raiders. TCU's an 8.5-point favorite with the over/under being 69.
TCU all the way.
You.
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech. Okay. The next game is also at noon. The number 17 Tar Heels are on the road in Charlestonville against against Virginia. The Tar Heels are a 7-point favorite, the over/under being 60.5.
Tar Heels.
I'm taking Virginia.
I'm going to take Virginia.
Virginia, okay. The next game is the number 19 Tulane Green Wave on the road in Oklahoma to play Tulsa. Tulane is a 7.5-point favorite with the over/under being 57.
I'll get him Tulane.
I like Tulane as well.
Tulane, okay.
Like
I'm going to go with the Green Wave. I've seen them play. Tulane and Tulsa. USF hasn't played Tulsa yet. That's their next road game.
Who did y'all pick?
Tulane.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Who did
Tulane.
y'all pick? Tulane?
Tulane.
I guess
The
I
Green
go
Wave.
with Tulane.
Okay, the next game is the SEC game of the week, where I believe College Game Day will be, as number 1 Tennessee's on the road in Athens to play Georgia. The Bulldogs are an 8-point favorite with the over/under being 67.
I'm taking Georgia.
Georgia, and it ain't even close.
Ooh, this one's tough. But it's gonna be in Georgia. I'm gonna go Bulldogs.
Yeah.
They gonna want that number 1 spot back.
I think it's going to be. I
definitely.
think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think it's going to be. I hope Georgia wins. That's all I hope.
Yeah.
as a Gator fan, I'm supposed to hate both of those teams. But the next game has the number 8 Ducks on the road in Colorado to play the Buffaloes. Oregon is a 31.5-point favorite with the over-under being 63.
Each year at the Home Depot,
Oregon.
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 to make holiday magic all through.
Thank you. Okay. The next game has the number 15 Nittany Lions on the road in Bloomington to play the Hoosiers. Penn State's a 14-point favorite with
Lions
the
are bounced
over-under
back.
being 49.
Penn State's gonna come back from that loss.
Yeah, about Penn State bounces back from back-to-back losses.
Yes.
You guys like Penn State or Indiana?
Penn State.
Penn State. Okay. The next game has the number 16 Illini at home against the Spartans. Illinois is a 17-point favorite with the over-under being 40.5.
Illinois.
Yep.
Okay. The Illini, all right.
Mhm.
The next game has number 18 Oklahoma State Cowboys on the road in Lawrence to play the Jayhawks. Kansas is a 1-point favorite with the over-under being 63.
Oklahoma State.
Kansas.
We're on Chalk Jayhawk.
Jayhawks, okay.
Uh-oh.
The next game is in the ACC. The number 20 Orangemen are on the road in Pittsburgh to play the Panthers. Pittsburgh's a 4-point favorite with the over-under being 48.
I'm going to go with Syracuse.
I like Syracuse as well.
Yeah, Syracuse for me too.
Hughes, okay. All right. 3:30 has the number 25 UCF Golden Knights on the road in Memphis to play the Tigers. UCF is a 3.5-point favorite. Over-under being 58.5.
UCF.
UCF.
And you forgot one game there, Bradley. Texas and Kansas State.
What's that?
You forgot that game.
Oh, I haven't gotten to that one yet. One yet. Yeah. The next one is number 6 Alabama on the road in Baton Rouge to play the Tigers. Alabama is a 13.5-point favorite with the over-under being 56.5.
LSU for the upset.
LSU.
Bama.
LSU upset. Okay.
LSU upset.
All right. And now we have the number 24 Longhorns on the road in Manhattan to play Kansas State. The Longhorns are a 2.5-point favorite with the over-under being 54.5.
Hook 'em,
Texas.
baby. Hook 'em.
Yep. Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Mhm.
The next one has the number 4 Tigers on the road in South Bend to play the Irish. Clemson's a 3.5-point favorite with the over-under being 44.
I'm going to go with Clemson.
Yeah, I'm Clemson.
Clemson? Yeah.
I want to, Clemson.
Yeah, Clemson. Definitely.
The next one has the number 5 Wolverines on the road in Piscataway. They're a 26-point favorite with the over-under being 45.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Michigan.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, Lou.
The next one, guys, is in the Pac-12 as the number 14 Utes will host Arizona. Utah's a 17.5-point favorite with the over-under being 68.
Oh, Utah.
Yeah. Yep.
Utah. Okay. The next one is in the ACC as the number 21 Demon Deacons travel to Raleigh to play the number 22 Wolfpack. Wake is a 3.5-point favorite with the over-under being 54.
Demon Deacon.
Yeah.
Basketball matchup that they asked me, but I'll go Wake.
Wake, okay. The next one is in the Pac-12 as the number 9 Trojans host the Cal Bears. USC is a 21.5-point favorite with the over-under, being 60.5.
Trojans.
Mercy.
Trojans.
And the last one is number 12 UCLA Bruins on the road in Tempe to play the Sun Devils. UCLA is an 11-point favorite with the over-under being 66.
Bruins.
Bruins.
Bruins? Okay. All right. So that is the top 25 in college football for this week.
Okay.
Yep. Let's do the National Football League. The trade deadline happened this week. I think we already talked about Daniel Snyder.
Yeah.
Possibly, hopefully, he does end up selling the Commanders.
I think he will
I think
before it's worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna sell. He's gonna sell no matter what. Because, like I said, he knows the bullcrap is getting deep, and he wants to get out before he gets up to his neck in it.
Right.
He wants to sell the team and disappear.
Disappear. That's all we care about.
So last week's NFL scoreboard had the Ravens beat the Bucs 27-22 on Thursday Night Football. The Broncos beat the Jaguars in London 21-17. The Falcons are now in first place in the NFC South, winning 37-34 over Carolina. The Cowboys beat the Bears 49-29. Dolphins beat the Lions 31-27. The Vikings beat the Cardinals 34-26. Saints beat the Raiders 24-0. Patriots beat the Jets 22-17. Eagles beat the Steelers 35-13. Titans beat the Texans 17-10. Commanders beat the Colts 17-16. Niners beat the Rams 31-14. The Seahawks beat the Giants 27-13. And the Bills beat the Packers 27-17. So, let's look at this week's games. Let's look at the trade deadline. Any guys jump out at you on the trade deadline? Anybody?
Oh God, so many.
Yeah.
So many.
A lot. Yeah.
The trades were crazy this year.
The one I think is the most boneheaded move that any team could make is the Jaguars picking up Ridley.
I think it's brilliant.
While he's on suspension.
I love it. I think it was a fantastic move. You get him for a fifth, a proven commodity like Calvin Ridley.
I don't have nothing against Calvin Ridley. He's a great receiver. But the way they did it, though, they basically sent the message to the players saying, "Hey, if you get suspended, you can get traded."
Right.
Yeah, that's
makes a lot of sense.
The way I think they should have done it was wait till he came back from suspension, then. But then again,
Well, the funny thing is, the casino that he got busted at is in Tampa, near me.
wow.
The game's tied now, 14-14 all.
The Hard Rock.
Hey, we got a
There he
game.
got busted.
We definitely had a game.
The Texans are putting up a fight.
I see that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week's games, 1 o'clock starts with the LA Chargers on the road in Atlanta to play the Falcons. Chargers are a 3-point favorite with the over-under being 49.5.
Right on.
I'm taking Chargers.
I'm gonna take LA too.
Yeah, I like the Chargers as well.
3 birds.
There we go.
Next game is the Dolphins are on the road in Chicago. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite with the over-under being 45.5.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins. Sorry, I had to go. Make sure my car was going to start.
The Panthers are on the road in Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals are a
Bengals.
7-point favorite with the over-under being
Bengals.
42.5.
Yeah, Bengals. The Bengals.
The next game is the Packers on the road in Detroit. The Lions are a 3.5-point underdog, over-under 49.5.
Packers.
Packers.
Packers. Okay. The Indianapolis Colts travel to Foxborough to play the Patriots. Patriots are a 5-point favorite with the over-under being 40.5.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them.
New England.
The next one is the Bills on the road in East Rutherford to play the Jets. The Bills are an 11.5-point favorite with the over-under being 46.
Bills.
Bills.
Bills, okay.
Bills. Unfortunately.
Sorry, Lou.
The next 1 o'clock game has Minnesota on the road in Landover to play the Commanders. The Vikings are a 3-point favorite with the over-under being 43.5.
Vikings.
Vikings.
Bills and Vikings.
Okay. The next one is in Jacksonville as the 2-5 Raiders come to play the 2-6 Jaguars. The Raiders are a 1.5-point favorite with the over-under being 48.
Yeah.
I have that one as a tie.
A tie, okay.
Honestly, I think for me, the hardest games to pick are these crappy games.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. 'Cause they're
Like a tough game, like Dallas
Very
and
true.
Philly. Like Dallas and Philly, I know that should be a good one. So that one to me, I go Philly, but Jacksonville and Las Vegas, they're both really crummy teams, and so it's hard to handicap.
Right.
yeah, but you should try to pick one.
But yeah, I like
I'm going back.
Jacksonville. Yeah,
That's right, okay. The next game, the 4 o'clock games, Seattle is on the road in Glendale to play the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a
Okay.
2-point favorite with the over-under being 49.5.
Seahawks.
I like the Hawks. Let's see if I don't trust Kyler Murray to put down his video game long enough to play a football game.
That's true too.
Right.
And also, Smith is looking pretty good right now.
He is.
The next,
He's just got plugging away.
Geno Smith, I think, has the 5th highest QB rating in the NFL.
I mean,
Yeah.
as much maligned as he's been, he's just kept plugging away, and he's finally gotten an opportunity. And he's making the most of it. Good for him.
I may joke around and say that Geno is a bum of a QB, but really, he's
shown that he's solid. He's been solid all year.
Yeah.
he found a team that he fits in with.
Yep. Never give up on your
The
dreams,
next game,
kids.
guys,
Nope.
is the LA Rams on the road in Tampa to play the Bucks. The Bucks are a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 42.5.
I'm
I'll
taking
go. I'll go the Bucks.
Again, another tough one because they've both been disappointing so far. But I got the Bucks.
like Lou say,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ucks. Give me the
Yucks.
Ucks.
The next game, the Sunday night game, is Tennessee on the road in Arrowhead. The Chiefs are a 12.5-point favorite with the over-under being
Kansas City.
45.
I'm taking the Chiefs.
I'm taking the Chiefs too.
Chiefs.
I think it'll be close though.
And the Monday night game is in New Orleans as the Ravens come to town. Baltimore's a 2.5-point favorite. The over-under being 48.
Each year at the Home Depot, we get
Ravens.
Baltimore and who?
Ravens.
The Saints.
holiday match.
Saints. Okay. Yeah, Baltimore.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Baltimore? Okay.
I really like what the Ravens did at the trade deadline to go get Raekwon Smith.
That's going to help them. That's what
I think it's a huge upgrade.
that's going to give that defense that momentum they need now.
That it's an absolute lift. It's a shot in the arm that they've been missing. I really like it.
And Chicago messed up by letting him go.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the thing about it is like if you don't want to play there anymore, if he's just not if you got a guy that's not buying in, again, and it goes back to what I was saying on your show, right there before the end, it's like, wanting one hand, shit in the other, and see which one fills up faster.
Mhm.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. And when it comes to being a GM, if a player is unhappy, all he's going to do is be a locker room cancer. He's just going to tear down the chemistry of the team. And so it's best to get what you can and move on. And I'm not saying that I'm not trying to slight Roquan Smith or any player for that matter. But if you're just not happy, we've all had jobs where we're just not happy. It's a job. At the end of the day, it's a business, right?
Yep.
They're businessmen just as much as any team,
Yeah.
and they want to go somewhere where they feel like they can be successful. And if you're not happy with management, ownership, your coaches, other players, if the vibe's just not right, you can call him a quitter, you can call him a crybaby, you can call him a whiner, you can call him every name in the book. But at the end of the day, they don't really. It doesn't really matter to them, right? They're the ones that have got to go out and play. We get the luxury of sitting on our couches and calling them bombs or losers or whatever pejorative you prefer. Some of them are dirtbags. Looking at you, Dan Snyder.
I want to send my thoughts and prayers out to the family of the former Vikings coach, Adam. I think his first name was Adam.
Yeah, Adam Zimmer. Yeah.
He passed away.
Speaking of passing away, did you say Ray Guy died today?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
He was like 88 though, so lived a good long life.
And
Also,
John McVay passed away.
Vince Dooley passed away. The former Georgia Bulldogs head coach passed away.
Oh yeah, that's right. He won them their last championship.
Correct.
Sean McVay is Sean
Private
McVay's
Kirby.
father. I'm not sure on that one.
Okay, yeah. I think you're right. That sounds right. Yeah. But no, it's so easy for us to sit here and criticize other people for doing the jobs that we would never in a million years, even if we were to dedicate every waking minute of our lives to doing what they do. So, we live in such luxury, and I feel I have the utmost sympathy for players, to sit, and I'm a commentary guy, right? And it's it's my job to criticize, to critique, to look at what they do, and to try to explain it to the people watching me why I think what I think. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for the players who go out there week in and week out and put their bodies on the line. And I'm not to say that I'm not critical and I'm not hard on players when they make mistakes. I think sometimes and for me the other thing is that see a lot of fans will criticize their teams for things that happen, and and it's like guys, let's take a step back here and look at it and be a little bit objective. I'm not asking for pure objectivity, but the other team is allowed to make a play or two. Sometimes you play your guts out, you play your best game, and the other team is just it's their night. They get all the bounces, the breaks go all their way, they get the calls, you don't get the calls. Sometimes you get flagged 15 times and the other team doesn't get in. And them's just the breaks.
Speaking of criticism, I catch it all the time for being a spotter. People ask me, well, what good are you as a spotter? Weather spotter.
Right.
And they say, no, well, that's not a real profession.
And it's, and again, it's like, at the end of the day, we do this as a hobby, right? We do this for the fun of the love of the game. We do this because we want to. And I'm not saying that they do it because they have to. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what they do is so much more difficult than what we do. Anybody can sit here and talk for 2 hours once a week. And don't get me wrong, I love doing this. This is my pride and joy. I work 40, 50, 60 hours a week just so I can do this because I love doing this. This is passion. And I love what we do. I love working with you guys. I love being on here with you guys. And and we disagree about things and here and there and everything, but it's just taking a step back, every now and again and realizing that they're real people, that we talk about, not letting your emotions get to you and controlling your emotions and being professional. And, a lot of times we watch these athletes and we forget that they're 18, 19, 20 years old. Like the average age of an NFL player is like 23 years old.
Yeah.
And they're still young. I look at what, I know we've kind of gone off the rails, but such is the nature of this show. Look at Brand.
Trust me.
Look at Ty Gibbs, right? Everybody's, they're absolutely, just tearing him a new one, right? Talking about how he's a dirty driver and how he's a this and how he's a that, and
Right.
he's 19. He's 19 years old. He's still a kid. He's still a young. He's still got a long way to go. He's gonna have to do a lot of growing up.
Yes.
And do I condone what he did? I don't know. I mean, they don't pay him to run second.
No.
I mean, was it a clean move? No, of course it wasn't a clean move. But they don't pay him to run second. I mean, he flat out wrecked Brandon Jones. But at the end of the day, his job is to take his race car and go as fast as he can and finish ahead of everybody he can. And it's such the nature of short track racing. Would I have dumped Brandon Jones? No, I wouldn't have dumped Brandon Jones because I know that, and that's the thing is he's going to learn. He'll learn because he'll be running first. And, he'll be leading with half a lap to go. And somebody won't lift going down into 4 on him. So, I mean, we all make mistakes. And unfortunately for 99.9% of us, it's not in the public. We never have to hear about it. Our mistakes are very much private. Our mistakes are something as silly as leaving our interior lights on in our car and having to buy a new battery on Friday because we forgot to turn our interior lights off, or we burnt the chicken, we burnt dinner or whatever, and so we had to get takeout. Our mistake.
20 times while I'm learning how to cook. I've done that many times.
Our mistakes. Our mistakes are but when an athlete or a celebrity, whatever your favorite form of entertainment, when somebody makes a mistake or when things aren't as good as they could have been or should have been, look at the Bengals last year, right? The Super Bowl losers, right? The second place is just the first loser, and and we I feel so, that's one thing that does suck about sports is somebody's got to lose, and I think, for me, being a Lions fan, right? And I don't know why I'm getting like choked up about this, but being a Lions fan, I'm not really a Lions fan anymore because they've just been so god awful for so long. I'm more of a football fan, And I'm sure Lou can sympathize the idea of just being a football fan. When your team is so bad, you don't root for your team. You just root for players. I glommed on to Tom Brady because he's a Michigan guy, right? So I've been a big Tom Brady fan my whole life, and I was a Brett Favre fan when I first got into football because he was cool. Sweet, he just came back to beat the Caps, and that's to me the fun thing about sports is competition. I love competition, and I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm all over the place. Shut me up. Can somebody mute me?
No, you're fine.
Well, you were just talking about Tom Brady, and there was a moment I read locally about him being upset after they lost, and of course now his divorce has been finalized and everything else. But at the end of the day, like you said, we can call these guys names, but they're human beings. They're not robots.
Right.
They have emotions. Some of them show them. Some of them don't. Not in public. I mean, they all do it privately on their own time. So at the end of the day, everyone's human. I mean, we're all human.
Yeah.
We
Right.
make mistakes. We're going to get emotional. And like you said, that's the only bad thing about sports is somebody has to lose. Somebody has to finish second. Somebody has to win a bronze medal or a silver medal. It's just that way.
Yeah. They say that the bronze medalist is happier than the silver medalist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about it, like, I guess where I was going is, I hate lack of effort, I guess, and I feel like, I maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm totally out to lunch. Maybe I'm just too good-natured of a person, but I have a hard time with all these conspiracy people out here wanting to believe that things are rigged. I'm like, there's just so much money and there's just so much good real money. I understand like 100 years ago when players were paid in peanuts. You could pay off players or like boxing. Boxing is notorious for people taking dives, right? You pay off a fighter, take a dive. Something we didn't talk about that we should get into here for a couple of minutes is you see Jake Paul won again?
I did.
I heard.
Did you watch any of it? Did you watch any of the highlights? Yeah, he's a damn good fighter. He can take a punch. He can absolutely take a punch. Silva rocked him like 4 or 5 good ones. And again, I guess my point was that I just don't believe in sports being rigged. I have such a hard time with people like when people say, "Well, it's rigged." I'm like, yeah, how? If it was rigged, it's so impossible to cover up a scandal like that. Look at the basketball referee. Lou, help me.
Right.
Tim Donaghy.
Okay, we'll go to Brad. Thank you. Yeah, you get away with it until you don't, right? If sports was rigged, if people were cheating, look at the Patriots got caught, 3 times? I mean, Donahue got caught. I mean, everybody, look at NASCAR. Look at all the guys that get caught cheating year in and year out, week in and week out, right? You get caught. And so for me, it's like, if I was an athlete, if I was a professional, integrity is the name of my game, right? I'm out there to do my best, to work my guts out, and to be after it week in and week out, right? There's nothing more that I want to do is to go out and put on a show for my fans. The people that actually, and we can look at other, it's not just sports. Look at Milli Vanilli, right? When they got caught cheating, when they got caught lying, their career was done. They were tanked. And for me, like, integrity, honor, respect, hustle, loyalty. Thank you, John Cena. Like, I don't care if it's a story. Like WWE, I get it. It's a work. It's a work of fiction. It's not a real competition. If I were to find out the NFL was scripted, I would be so utterly heartbroken. I would be so utterly disgusted. I would be so utterly, it would do irreparable. I would never watch another football game again.
I think a lot of people wouldn't either.
I would just because I expect when I turn on a football game, I expect honor. I expect, there was somebody that was trying to, maybe you guys remember this. I don't remember. Somebody was trying to sell, was it the Dolphins? Was it the Dolphins where the assistant coach was giving the opponents their playbook or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
And if I was the opposing team, I love a competitive advantage, right? I love anything I can do to get ahead, but I'd report it. I would at least hope that I would have the integrity to report it. In the moment, in the heat of battle, maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I'm not as noble as I would like to think I am. I'm a human. I'm fallible. I'm corrupt. I can be corrupted. I can be bought. Everybody can be bought for a price. Money.
Yeah.
But, I would like to think that I had the integrity to report it. And be like, you know what? you guys work too hard. These guys in the trenches, the practice squad guys who are just trying to make a team, to make some money, to feed their families. You know, the workaday guys, the unsung heroes. You know, whether it be the place, you know, the holder on the kick, the field goal team, the long snapper, the equipment guy, the unsung heroes, the water boy, the guys that are just scratching and clawing to make a team, not a roster, to make a team, as whatever, you know, the assistant undersecretary to the, you know, I would hope that I would have the integrity that if somebody were to try and offer me a cheat, that I would turn it down and I would report it. I would hope in you know, in my heart of hearts, I believe I would. And I'm not, you know, I'm not saying I'm out here, you know, I ain't Jesus or nothing. You know, I'm not infallible. I'm not uncorruptible. You know, I can't, you know, if it was a chance to win a Super Bowl, God, it would be so tempting. It would be so tempting because, but, you know, and I've been going on and saying absolutely nothing for the last 15 minutes.
Well, many people, but to make a point, many people think when the Bucs won the Super Bowl in 2002, Gruden came from Oakland at the time, where the Oakland Raiders, now they're the Vegas Raiders, but he came over here and they dominated that Super Bowl because they knew the Raiders playbook. He knew it. Callahan never changed it, and they say that, you know, Gruden won with Tony Dungy's team, and some Buccaneer
All
fans
those things I agree with.
Yeah.
See,
I'm
but
not saying that's cheating, but you could say that they had the edge. The Bucs had the edge because if you know the playbook from your former team that you coached, you got an edge. You automatically
absolutely. I definitely agree with that 100%. I definitely think, but you know, like for me, like my point was that, you know, like that's not cheating, you know, right? It's you know, if you don't do anything different, then I'm just gonna anticipate your moves, right? Kind of going back to what we were talking about at the beginning, you know, is your game of chess, right? If you always move pawn to e4 to start the game, if you don't do anything different, then I'm just gonna counter that move with, you know, pawn to the whatever the opposite would be, that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
the e8 I think would be the opposite, you know, and just, you know, it would just be simply, you know, like if you're not gonna do anything different, if you're not gonna change your playbook, I mean, I'm just gonna do what I anticipate you do, and I'm gonna beat you. You know, I don't have any problem with that.
I'm gonna ask. This has nothing to do with sports, guys. I was gonna kind of, because Halloween just passed, I was gonna ask you guys what your favorite horror movies were. Kind of end the show on a fun thing.
Having to turn on Lions football for 30 years. Oh wait, you said horror movie, not shit show. Never mind.
I knew you gotta go somewhere with that.
Horror. I'm not a big horror movie guy.
Oh,
Not.
Okay.
I guess I would say I do. Not to say I'm not like I like the first Saw. I like thrillers more than I do like horror movies. Like I would say one of my favorite thrillers is a Seven.
Good movie.
Anyway, I do like.
I'm an action buff. I love action movies.
I gotta go with, if you're gonna, you know, pick a horror or a real horror movie, I'm gonna go with the original Nightmare on Elm Street. That movie terrified me when I was a kid. When I was 15, I caught the last 20 minutes at my grandma's house on cable television, and I had nightmares per week. I was, you know, it's like I knew that it was fake, right? And like it wasn't. It was like I just had nightmares for like 2 weeks after I watched. I was like, I'm not gonna watch any more of this nonsense because I don't like scary dreams.
My favorite horror movie is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's up there. Alien, if you consider that a horror movie.
It is considered a horror movie. I thought it was. I'm a Chucky fan. I'm a
Yeah.
I
Chucky.
hate dolls. I hate anthropomorphic ant dolls.
Chucky's not a bad series.
The Strangers. That movie's scary. That's like ones that really get me are the like true to life kind of horror movies. The
How
one
about
like
this one, the Amityville Horror.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Shining.
And that house is still
Shining.
standing. You know, they have it on the market, okay?
Mhm. Yeah.
For $1, for $1. Nobody wants to buy it.
$1.
The
For
Shining.
$1, nobody wants to buy it.
Shining.
Here's Johnny.
Stephen King movie.
The Shining has to be up there. If we're gonna go comedy horror, I'm gonna say Maximum Overdrive.
That was a good one.
Read the book.
And
Another good comedy horror is Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yeah, and it was.
I was gonna say Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. But I know I said I wasn't a big horror movie fan, and then I rattled off like a half a dozen horror movies.
How about this one? Scary movie where they make fun of the Scream series.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
A scary movie. I like the first one. First couple were pretty good. Silence of the Lambs.
Too psychological.
And that's what I love about it.
What's another one? Friday.
Well, that's
the
a thriller. Those are thrillers.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th was another good horror movie.
Yes.
What is another
Halloween.
one?
Halloween.
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 Oh, I know. Devil's Rejects.
I want to
Devil's
see
Rejects?
the final. I want to see the final Halloween.
Gerald, it's worth it. Go see it. It's
You like
worth it.
So do I.
I saw the,
Yeah,
movie,
like
the Black Phone. Check that out. That's a suspense movie too. Check that movie. I saw that movie. the other day.
Everybody's saying that Halloween, this last Halloween, this is the one to end the whole series.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
35
Myers
years.
finally dies.
Okay, so we've done scary. We've done scary. What about fun Halloween movies? Charlie Brown's Halloween.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is fun, yeah.
Stupid.
Casper.
The dog
Casper, yeah.
Halloween.
Different Legos.
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Hocus Pocus, the original. I wasn't a big fan of the second one.
No.
I haven't
So
seen
here's-
the second one yet.
I was severely disappointed. I would say skip it.
I saw the second one.
What did you think of it?
It's not as good as the original.
I agree.
They waited too long to make the sequel, and
It didn't live up to the hype
three
for
of
me.
them are older. Yeah, it's hard.
Hey,
It's a
hold on.
letdown, in my opinion.
Yeah.
forgot one.
Here's another good horror movie I forgot. Firestarter with Drew Barrymore.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
You know
seen
what,
that.
Gerald? They remade that, and the original's better.
Yes,
They remade
definitely.
Yeah,
A
the
young-
original was better. But Drew
Nothing
Barrymore.
better than a young Drew Barrymore, though.
Yep.
The original is better. I heard.
Oh,
the
yeah.
original. is better than-
Yeah,
than
the original. I've seen both. The original is better. Yep.
What about Scream? Where do you rank that?
The first one is good.
First
Yeah.
one's good. The
True.
last one wasn't all that bad. The
No.
latest one they just made wasn't all that bad.
There's another one for you, Brad. I know what you did last summer.
Only the first one.
So what'd you
And
do?
They made the second, then the third one was a TV straight to TV movie.
Oh yeah,
First one was the best out of all of them.
yeah.
That was where the penguins came from.
The what?
The phone calls are coming from inside the house. The Bud Light penguins. Yes.
And,
I still go back and watch those every now and again. The
And
Bud
the
Light
ring-
penguins.
And the ring where they go, if you answer the phone, you will die.
That's a Japanese horror movie.
Yeah, I'm not big on foreign films.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not answering. I'm not answering my phone after that because no telling who's going to be calling.
Somebody that wants your money, that's all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you just won $1,000, but you got to send $300 to get it.
That's
Right.
A scam, right. That's a scam.
Now wait a minute.
You know-
Now wait a minute. I won $1,000, and you want me to send $300?
In a contest that I didn't enter.
Yep.
Right.
Let's think about this for a minute. Scam.
No.
Click.
You know,
Um,
I had
somewhere.
that happen to me one time. Somebody called.
Oh.
You just won $1,000. All you need to do is send $300. You know what I asked them? Well, can you take the $300 out of the 1,000 I won?
Right.
Yeah.
I had one. I got one spam call once, right? And they were like, it was the warranty people, right? Yeah. So I answered. I was gonna mess with them. So I answered. I was like, they were like that. You know, I went to their first spiel and like, so can we help you with any of that? I was like, yeah. I just need muffler bearing insurance. And they're like, we do total car coverage. I was like, nope, just muffler bearings. That's all I need. No, but we can insure your car. I'm like, I'm sorry. All I need today is muffler bearing insurance. And they were like, click.
Click.
You know what? Here's a good one. You need to pull on next time you call.
Mm.
Next time they call you, like, do y'all cover blinker fluid?
Blinker fluid,
Y'all
yeah.
cover,
See if they answer
That reminds that the reason I told them that was because my dad and his friends, they had this girl in their friend group, and she was a girl who didn't know anything about cars, and she had just gotten there. Her car was making a funny noise, and they sent her to the store, the parts store, right? Like AutoZone or whatever. It's a little local shop.
No. Oh no!
And
I know
they told her to go in and ask for muffler bearings.
Yeah.
And so they sent her and they call as soon as she pulled out the driveway. This is like the late 80s, so it's all landline, right? So they dial up the parts store and they say, "Hey, so and so is on the way to," and then she wants muffler bearings. Tell them you don't have them. Send them to this other person. Send her across town. So they sent her on a 3-hour wild goose chase.
Oh, jeez.
And she come back she finally went like out of town and went to it, and she was livid when she finally got back. We found out that she had spent all day in town looking for muffler bearings, and muffler bearings didn't exist.
Speaking of that, I had a friend of mine. His blinker quit working, and this dude is car dumb. I mean, this dude don't even know how to take his own oil.
Right.
Right.
He calls me, goes, "Man, my blinker's not working." I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I can't help this.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't, did you?
I said, he opened the door on this one. I said, "Did you check your blinker fluid?" "How do I check that?"
You got to go to the mechanic. You got to ask for a gallon of blinker fluid.
Yeah, stupid.
I couldn't do nothing but laugh.
That's just mean.
People are
That's
really
just
stupid.
Well,
Never attribute to malice what can be attributed to incompetence.
Yes.
but hey, it was too easy because he left the.
It was too easy.
He left the front door open, and I had to walk through it. You know.
You kicked that sumbitch right on in.
Yeah. Ooh.
Well, guys,
Well,
we're at the end of this.
working.
Okay.
We're at the end of the show, so if you guys want to go ahead, fire away.
Who wants to go first?
I ain't got anything going on right now, so kind of busy with other things, trying to get things squared away. So,
Well, since we volunteered, I guess I'll go first. The Enhanced Sports Show, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 to 5 where Gerald is, and 10 o'clock in Mars. So November's going to be a big month. We got, of course, we're going to cover the World Series Game 6. I wasn't sure if we were going to have a review of the World Series or Game 6 preview, but that has not been determined. Game 6. we'll have the first of the Heisman Trophy candidates because they're coming down with that right now. The last of the NFL trades, of course, we'll still have our college and pro football editions. We'll also have the look at the monthly standings, of course, and a whole lot more to go. I hope I can get this all done in a 2-hour period on Saturday. So if you got time between 4 and 6 in the East, 3 or 5 with Gerald, or anybody else going from the other area, the number is 512-543-4662. Once again, 512-543-4662. So on that note, good night.
And also, don't forget to set your clocks back.
Oh, yeah.
The only clock that I have to set back would be my coffee maker. Other than that, everything does it itself.
Coffee maker.
Yeah, because I don't want no excuse for y'all being late for the shows.
Right. Oh, mine's. Oh, you turn back after my show. Oh, yeah, no problem there. Well, don't oversleep anyway.
Yeah, I'll be
Or do.
sitting there looking, oh, man, it's 3 o'clock. It's time for Lou's show. Call in at me 4 o'clock.
Right. 4 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock your time.
No, but if you don't set your clocks back.
Then we're all in trouble.
Yeah. But one good thing, though, at least my tablet and my phone will do it on its own.
Automatically.
The only ones I have to do is my car and my coffee maker. That's it.
The only one I have to
This is
do
the
it
last
on
time we're doing this crap.
is my watch and the microwave. That's it.
I don't even have the timer set on the microwave.
Or if you have a stove or something like that.
They
Yeah.
need to leave this time mess alone because it's confusing.
This is
Pick
the
one
last,
and stick with it. Pick one and stick with it.
Yeah.
it's the last year we're setting the clocks back. This is it.
Yeah, I
What
think
hurt my
next year it
feelings,
sticks with the time we have in the summertime.
Yeah.
Sticks that
Fine
way.
by me.
Doesn't go
Wouldn't
back.
hurt my feelings one bit if they left it alone.
Pick one and stick with it.
Well, with that, guys, thanks for everyone that joined this evening. Couldn't do without these three fellows beneath me, beside of me. Anyway, guys, we'll be back next week at our normal time at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time, 7 to 9 Central Time. But we'll be back next week. I put together a list of topics throughout the week. The show is sponsored by CreatingZenSpaces.com and Garrett'sCarrots.com. We give a shout out to our women and women of our armed services and our first responders. Thank you for what you guys do. We appreciate it. Until next week, guys, everyone stay safe. Have a good weekend. See you guys next Thursday.
And
Got
you
Brent, send it.
Good night. Good night, folks.
Night, Lou.